Hello again. I'm glad you're back. If you're new to our site, I'm Mr. Nate and I'm here today with another outdoor adventure video lesson. Today we are going to go on a short hiking adventure to one of my favorite places to visit in Sacramento. We're going to take a hike to the San Juan Rapids on the American River. If you live in Orangevale, Carmichael, Fair Oaks, or Rancho Cordova, this place isn't too far away. So I hope you and your family will consider giving this hike a try. Now I really want you to be able to discover this place for yourself. So I'm not going to show you everything that there is to see. Instead, I'm going to help you and your family find your way to this spot using a special trail map I created that you can download here from our Outdoor Learning website. In fact, I'm going to recommend that you download the map before you continue watching the video so you can follow along as we go. To help me on our adventure, and to help guide us to where we want to go, I've asked my friend Kai to join us today. He's a great adventurer, so I asked him to help explain how to use our maps and how to find our way to the San Juan Rapids. So let's get started. Before we start hiking, we need to learn how to use our map and find our way around. To do that, you just need to remember the 3 W questions.
Number 1. Where are you right now?
You can't just start walking if you don't know where you started from. That's the quickest way to get yourself lost in a big hurry. Today we're going to start from Bannister Park in Fair Oaks and we'll be hiking down into the Sacramento Bar Recreation Area on the American River. The trail map we are using today is a special type of map that shows a picture of what the ground looks like from up in the air. These pictures are sometimes taken from satellites in space or special aircraft flying way up high in the air. But it lets us see features on the ground like buildings and roads and even trees and trails. To start our journey, you need to find Bannister Park on your map. It's right here in the upper left corner of the map. Now look closely at the map and see if you can find things on the ground that look like things that you can see on the map. For example, look for the bike trail that we are standing on, and maybe the bathroom building with the green roof, or the exercise area with the black floor on it. I bet you can find those on the map. So now we know where we are, which brings us to the next W of finding our way around.
Number 2. Where do we want to go right now?
Today we want to hike down to the San Juan Rapids. So we need to take a look at our map and look for the river and the rapids. You should see it near the bottom left-hand side of the map. Okay, so far so good. That brings us to the last of our 3 W questions.
Number 3. What direction do we need to go to get there?
This seems pretty obvious, but it's important to pay attention to the direction you are going so you don't miss any important turns and possibly get lost along the way. If you look at the upper right corner of your map, you'll see something that looks like a little compass. This is called a compass rose, and it shows you which direction is which on the map. On most maps, north is up, south is down, west is to the left, and east is to the right. So, what direction do we need to travel to get from Bannister Park to the San Juan Rapids? Well, if you said south, you'd be right, except that from where we are at Bannister Park, there aren't any trails that go south. Instead, we need to look for trails and roads marked on the map that we can use to get around and down to the rapids. So to start our hike today, we need to start walking mostly east on the bike path to get over to the trails that will lead us down to the rapids. Well, which way is east? You can use your map to figure that out. Remember the first W question? If you know where you are, you probably will be able to figure out what direction you need to go using your map. Sometimes it's useful to have a compass with you though. A compass is a tool that tells you what direction north is. And if you know where north is, then you can figure out where east and west and south are too. When students are with me at school, we use a type of compass called a button compass to help find our way around. But if your mom or dad has a smartphone with them, there's usually a compass app on the phone that will help you get yourself pointed in the right direction. Today, though, we're just going to use our map to figure out what direction we're heading. All right, we know the answer to our 3W questions now. We know where we are, we know where we want to go, and we know which direction we need to start. I'm going to let Kai take over guiding from here.
We are going to start our hike by walking east down the banister bike path. At the bottom of the hill, we crossed a small bridge. Just past that, there's a dirt trail on the left that splits off the bike trail and heads east. Just a little bit further down the bike path, there's a trail on our right that looks like it goes south in the direction we want to go. When you come to a trail intersection like this one, it is time to ask our 3W questions again. Number 1, where am I now? It looks like I'm right here where the banister bike trail meets the perimeter trail, which is this red line on our map. Number 2, where do we want to go? I still want to go to the San Juan Rapids. Number 3, what direction do I need to go to get there? On the map, it looks like I need to follow the perimeter trail to the southwest.
There aren't any trail signs in this recreation area, so it's important to keep looking at your map to see if you can recognize things along the way so you know where you are. For instance, we just came to a spot where the main trail took a sharp bend to the left and then another one to the right. And there's a rugged little scrambly trail that goes up to our right. If we take a look at our map, we can see that we should be right here. Okay, we've come out of the trees and around a couple of bends. We passed one trail that headed off to the east and are right next to another one that also heads east. And we're right next to a little scrambly one that goes over this hill and down the gully to our south. So it's time to ask our 3W questions again. Number 1, where are we right now? Well, it looks like we're right here on the map. Number 2, where do we want to go? Well, we still want to go to the San Juan Rapids. So, number 3, what direction do we need to go from here? We need to follow this road to the west and look for the San Juan Rapids trail on the right. All right, perfect. Let's get going again. Looks like we found the San Juan Rapids trail. We can see where the trail crosses this dry stream bed on our map, so it looks like we're in the right place. We should be able to follow this trail over to the west and right on down to the river. It looks like we're getting close to the river. This is a good time to slow down and really pay attention, because I often find birds like ducks and egrets on this riverbank. So go slow and quiet and pay close attention, and you might get a chance to see something pretty cool. All right, we made it to the San Juan Rapids. Be sure you take a little time to just sit and listen to the rapids while you're here. And keep your eyes open for any wildlife that might be around. I often find some unusual birds hanging out here at the edge of the rapids. Be careful while you're walking around. The clay banks that make these rapids are a little slippery when they get wet. So don't move really fast or get too close to the water while you're here, especially if it's been raining. Well, that's all for this adventure. I hope you and your family will give it a try. Just be sure to download the map from our website and remember to stop and ask yourself the 3W questions along the way. And if you can, take some pictures of any discoveries you make. I'd love to hear about what you find. Special thanks to my buddy Kai for his help on this adventure. I think he did a great job. Okay, that's it for today. Remember, be mindful, be kind to each other, and get outside.